Hi there, this is Lisa from the Backward Glance, and this is going to be another What Sold Fast. So all the items you'll see in this video sold within the first 30 days of being listed in my eBay store. And just as a note, if you're seeing some blurriness on your screen, the program I've been using, my last video started out super blurry and then it resolved pretty quick, so maybe hang in there for a minute and see if that resolves. So starting off with this Easton glove, this was a bad buy on my part because I didn't realize it had some broken laces. I thought I would list this more in the $25 range, but ended up listing it for $18 and adding best offer to it just to move it out since I was unhappy with this purchase on my part. So I paid $2 for this glove and I accepted a best offer of $13 that took 23 days to sell. This would have definitely been a decent flip if those laces hadn't been broken. So this was a Easton N24 series. You can see right there the serial number on it, and that's what I like about selling gloves is so much of the information that you need is just printed right on the glove. Then I sold this Tory Burch dress in a size extra small, and this was perfect for the season, obviously. I don't necessarily expect Tory Burch to sell quickly. I've had a few items that did sit for a while, but I usually pull a nice profit margin out of them. However, this one sold the day after I listed it, which I was super excited about, and it sold for my full asking price of $72. This dress cost me $6.40. I'm privileged in that my thrift store doesn't really know this brand, and so I got a great deal on it, and that was a really good flip. Here is the Tory Burch logo on this particular item. Always that center emblem is what you'll sometimes see on her shoes and things like that. And if you find, for example, shoes with that emblem in a large size, they're usually pretty sought after. This brand can also be sent to the RealReal, so if it sits in your store for a while, that's a way that you could potentially flip it. Next up are these Sweaty Betty leggings. This is a brand that was completely new to me, and I wasn't a super big fan of this print. I'm not sure if the print made it sell faster or slower, to be honest with you. But I always love picking up new athletic stuff because I find it really easy to list. So let's see. It's a little bit hard to see on there because of the print, but the tag information is just printed right on the back there, and just simple lettering that says Sweaty Betty, so that's something to look out for. Paid $4.26 for these and sold for my full asking price of $28. These did take 29 days to sell, so just snuck in under the 30 mark, but I did get a lot of views and watchers, so I think that this brand is going to be something to look for. Now we have my absolute favorite item to be selling right now, and I'm super excited because yesterday I went outsourcing and got 2 more pairs of these Beta brand dress yoga pants. So these are out there, they're in the thrift stores, I've been finding them on a regular basis, but there isn't a whole ton of competition online for them yet. This pair was new with tags, but it did have 2 things going against it, which were the boot cut. In general, boot cut is never going to sell as quickly as straight leg, and also that these were a petite size, and I hadn't sold a petite size of these, so I didn't expect them to sell super quickly, but they ended up selling in 7 days. I paid $5.16 for this pair, and I accepted a best offer of $35. Normally for these dress yoga pants from Beta brand, I've been getting between $30 and $40, so that was right in the pocket for me. And I generally find these for a really good price, so there is the tag, so that's what you want to look for, and occasionally you might see an item where it just has this like B logo kind of back to back with itself, almost looking like a butterfly, so keep an eye out for this brand. It has a really good following. Here's an item that I picked up at a garage sale for just 75 cents, and I decided to accept offers on it. Took an offer of $10, and that took 23 days to sell. So nothing crazy special here, but stampers pay a lot of money for their supplies, and this was a whole alphabet, so I thought it would do well. Probably not something I would pick up again in just a single. Maybe if I found like a set where I could spend some time and end up getting 10 or 15 listings out of it, that would have been better. Honestly, one of those days where I was striking out at garage sales and just looking for anything that I could take home and flip and kind of make the trip worth it. So I'm happy that I got it. I'm happy with the sale. Probably wouldn't be picking up something like that again. This Prana dress was in great condition, and it was called the Quinn Floral Halter dress. Really vibrant colors, and almost kind of new with tags, but I listed it as pre-owned. I paid $6.35 for this, and I took an offer through a message. I had just listed this, and I usually don't put best offer on my items for at least 5 days, if not a little longer, trying to kind of hope that they sell at full price. But the buyer just kind of appealed to my emotions by saying that it would help their budget if I could come down to 25, and I'm usually totally understanding of that kind of thing. So I did accept the offer of 25, and that sold the day after I listed it. Here was my other bad buy from this video. So I've done okay with these Star Wars dresses, and this one was a size 2XL, which is a great size. There is a ton of Star Wars apparel out there, and I usually stick to just like the kind of novelty women's stuff. I don't bother with the t-shirts and things like that because there's just so many of them. But I have done well with the dresses, like I said, but unfortunately this one had a very large stain on it. And kind of due to the print, it wasn't super obvious, but it's there as you can see in the picture. So I missed the window to return this to my thrift store, unfortunately. You do have 7 days to return things. So I decided I would list it with the flaw. I put flaw right there in caps in the title. I obviously disclosed it in the description and pictures, and also put best offer on this. So I sold this. I paid $4.26. I did get my full asking price of $12, and that sold in, oh, I forgot to write it down, I think like 14 days. By the way, this was an item, it actually got a lot of watchers even though it had the flaw, and I sent out offers to watchers, and in the little like note section I put, please review the condition before purchasing. And then I ended up selling it for full price to a different buyer. And that has happened to me in the last like 3 weeks about 8 times, where I sent out offers to watchers and somebody came in and bought it for full price. So I'm guessing that the algorithm is bumping up items that have offers on them. I'm not sure, like in almost every case, the buyer didn't even make a best offer, even though that was an option. So I'm kind of loving that feature because it's helping me get a lot of things sold for full price, ironically. So if you haven't been using it, I would go ahead and try it out. Next up is this belt, and this is one of the few types of items that I look for as far as apparel that doesn't need to be any particular brand, and this one had no brand associated with it. These little metal discs are called conchos, so I try and pick up belts that are either all made of conchos or like leather belts that have conchos on them if they're in good condition. So this one I just described as a 45-inch Southwestern concho belt, and I paid $1.04 for this, and that sold for $22 on best offer, and that took 28 days to sell, so pretty happy with that. Just picked up another one yesterday that I think is actually a little cuter, so something to keep an eye out for are these concho belts. Next up is the North Face Chilcat boots, and these sold on best offer for $25. So this was really a win-win situation for me and for the buyer because I only paid $4 for these. So I'm happy with $25 as a profit, and I'm extra happy because they're bulky. I bought them at a garage sale kind of knowing that they probably weren't going to sell till fall or winter, so I really debated buying them. I focus on things that sell fast for the most part because I'm working in some limited space. I do have a project in the works to kind of extend my space a little bit, so hopefully items like this don't bother me so much to pick up, but I the buyer sent me an offer for 20 and I countered at 30 and we met at 25, and I'm actually just really happy to get these on their way. So good sale there. And last up is this bag by the Sack. Excuse me, and this is called the Ventura backpack, and it actually also converts to a crossbody, as you can see there. There is the logo there for the Sack, and not sure why sometimes my computer will blow it up and then sometimes it won't. But anyway, the Sack leather bags, from what I've heard from other sellers, are good to pick up, and not so much necessarily like the woven bags that you'll see from them a lot. But this is the first one I've actually found in good enough condition that I thought I would try it out. So I picked this bag up for $8.35 and sold it for my full asking price of $38, and that took 4 days. And by the way, this is another example of an item where I had sent out offers. I think I sent offers to like 5 or 6 watchers for $28, and then somebody else swooped in and bought it for my full asking price. So that was great. So that's what I have to show you today. I've got a ton of stuff to list. I've been doing sourcing a lot and getting some really cool stuff. So hopefully I will be back pretty quickly with another 10 items for you. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.